Well, hello, and thanks for watching another episode of ARFCOM News, your twice-weekly dose of the finest 2A propaganda. I sure am glad to be back from SHOT. It is a blast hanging out with so many other good people who get it and indulging in irresponsible levels of guntism, but Las Vegas is an assault on all of the senses, and I literally didn't see the sun for 3 days if you don't count the 20 minutes we stopped to eat. We recorded more than 80 videos while we were there, and by the time you see this, they should all be public in a playlist right there. Me and the boys came up with a list of the top 5 vendors with particularly unique or notable products. In no particular order, the first up is Anwika Arms, who is the sole importer of the Lynx 50 caliber anti-materiel rifle because they just announced they're producing an all-American made version of the Lynx. Magpul is making a folding pocket knife with a metal injection molded blade. Surefire dropped a hub adapter compatible with their existing muzzle devices so you can mount a hub-compatible can on a rifle with a Surefire flash hider or brake. Palmetto State Armory dropped a semi-auto 50 cal, the well rod we have at home, and an update to their 570 which will allow you to build the same receiver into either a pump action or semi-auto with a very innovative charging handle design. And finally, one of the most elegant things I saw was the AK-01 from Midwest, which is just a tiny little clampy thing which gives you one M-LOK slot on each side of your barrel and accommodates a cleaning rod. In case you're one of those "Yep, rifle is, well, almost fine" types, and all you really want to add is a light. But hey, enough of the tism. It's time to dive into the gun rights propaganda I deprived you of while questing in the belly of the Venetian Expo.
That was lying.
Thank you for that. Somehow we're getting paid to do this. Here we are.
But it would be impossible for us to produce quality 2A propaganda without sponsors. So let's pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by 1776 Insurance. Most homeowners' policies only cover up to $2,500 for firearms. I don't know about you, but I've got more than that in just optics. 1776 gives you comprehensive coverage against breakage, theft, fire, and burglary for all your guns, and you don't have to give them your serial numbers. Like Augustus Gloop, New York just cannot stop gobbling up all of your rights. Much to their own detriment, they decided to kick the hornet's nest of home builders by trying to put background checks and waiting periods on squirter machines. Not only are they sure to upset a significant population of voters, they picked a fight with nerds. Nerds! Some people have never heard of a DDoS, and it shows. I'm not advocating any lawlessness, of course. If gun owners were half as dangerous as they say we are, there wouldn't be any control freaks. And the same goes for the nerds. Now, obviously, I'm not saying the nerds should release an army of scripts and bots to pester her call centers and social media accounts. I'm just saying New York Senator Jennifer Rajkumar might not have considered exactly how deep that pile of was when she stepped in it by sponsoring this bill. Deep. Aside from pissing off voters and losing elections, Assembly Bill 2228 is a blatant First Amendment violation. It's literally a printer. Didn't she learn about the Stamp Act? So whether or not you are in New York, I want you to call Committee Chair Jeffrey Dinowitz at 518-455-5965 and tell him Assembly Bill 2228 is a despicable insult to the First Amendment, and supporting it will be remembered in the primaries. Donald Trump is now president, and for one of his first executive actions, he gave the ATF authority to arrest and deport illegal aliens. I gotta be honest with you, I have some mixed feelings about this one. This channel is about gun rights, not immigration, as you know, so my biggest concern is this legitimizes the agency and may lead to more funding at a time when we should be drawing down their funding until they can be eliminated altogether.
Execute Order 66.
I mean, I don't know, maybe we could let them maintain a vestigial arm to help the firearms industry coordinate on safety standards. What do you think of the new BATFEI? Should there be a limit on initials for federal agencies? Those Fed boys do think they're clever, though. They thought they could defy President Trump's order firing useless DEI workers by just changing Lisa Boykin's job title overnight. Kind of like how suddenly, and for no reason at all, braces became stocks. But that's not how the internet works. It remembers everything. With any luck, the Cheeto-in-Chief will hear about what they did and send her a peckin'. And so long as I'm dreaming up unicorn farts and rainbows, maybe this will make him angry and he will take vengeance against the whole agency. Who am I kidding? It's not gonna happen, is it? He's gonna give them more money, isn't he? But that's not the only thing the ATF will have to change. Under Trump's new Defending Women from Gender Ideology, Extremism, and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government order, question 14 on the 4473 form will probably have to lose the non-binary option for gender. That's the form everyone fills out when they buy a new gun. Not a whole lot of impact to most of us, but I think it's funny to think about how the whole time it didn't really matter what you put in that block. And finally, the FPC is going after one of the FUD's most sacred cows, the ban on buying handguns in another state. For some reason, those dudes will go to bat over existing federal laws. Enforce the existing laws and all that loser FUD talk. It's perfectly legal to buy a rifle or shotgun in a state you don't reside in, but if you want a handgun in another state, you have to have it shipped to a dealer in your home state. So the FPC sprayed its team of attack lawyers with the hose, tossed them a few handfuls of bloody steak, and told them to fire up the lawsuit printer. They filed suit against the ATF and acting U.S. Attorney General. The suit is relatively straightforward, explaining this statute clearly violates the Second Amendment. If you're willing to actually do something about gun rights instead of whining about stripper clip-fed guns in your mom's basement, please go to firearmspolicy.org/donate and flip them some quatloos. And just now, I noticed that a donation gets you entered to win a KSG, so that's pretty rad too, but let's keep supporting the gun rights groups who deserve it, because if we don't hang together, we shall surely hang separately. And now for your moment of Zen.
Mental hospital cannot stop me. The government cannot stop me. I will simply continue to be silly until the end of my days.
Hey friend, do you like pews and pew-related things? Would you like to help us keep delivering you pure American pew propaganda at the low price? We literally couldn't pay the bills without our sponsors, so do us a solid and get yourself something nice from them. You deserve it. I love you.